If you want to succeed with video marketing, you gotta have inspirational corporate music like this. And you need to walk in slow motion, like you're on a mission, when really you're just on your way to the break room. Oh, and at some point, you gotta point to something very important. And I mean very important. But remember, video content needs to be emotional too. Okay, a little more laughing. More believable though. Come on, just laugh like a normal human being. Do you not know how to laugh? Now, obviously I'm having some fun there, but that's sadly what it used to mean when a business said, let's do video marketing. It was overly buttoned up. It was all about making the company look a certain way, and it just wasn't customer centric at all. Believe it or not, some of those videos still exist on websites today. But things have changed, and after helping dozens and dozens of 7- and 8-figure B2B companies win clients, build their brand, and grow their business through video marketing, we've learned that there's a proven blueprint to rolling this out successfully. And it all comes down to 5 core components that make up what we call S.P.A.C.E. Prepare for liftoff. And it's really simple. When companies follow this blueprint, they're almost always successful. And when they don't, they usually fail miserably. And so right now, I'm gonna show you exactly what this is. Let's get into it. So S.P.A.C.E is an acronym that we use to successfully roll out video marketing in B2B companies. And typically this is 7- to 8-figure businesses. And so the S stands for strategy. Now this is where you're gonna hear a lot of the basic stuff that you may have or may not have heard before. But what I wanna do with you today is give you some of the next level stuff. The things that you haven't heard in these types of videos before, and the things that are truly gonna make you successful when it comes to video marketing in your business. So some of the more basic things that again are very important, I don't wanna overshadow or underplay these, are things like this. You need to have a very clear understanding of not your ideal client profile, but your dream client. And I'm not talking about, when I ask most companies this question, they're like, well, we work with engineering managers or engineering companies or founders and CEOs of B2B companies. That is not clear enough. What I want you to be able to say back, and this is a good exercise to write this out, is something to the extent of this. And I'll just share an example. This may or may not be your target demographic, but we work with 7-figure or maybe it's 8-figure B2B companies where the founder and CEO is leading the initiative with content. They want to get on video. They want to become a key person of influence, or in a lot of cases, they're already on the path to becoming a key person of influence in their space, but they don't have a chief marketing officer yet. They do have at least a 1 to 2 person internal video or content team that they've built out. They post on social media and LinkedIn at least 2 to 3 times a week. The further demographics are X, Y, and Z. The further psychographics are X, Y, and Z. And here's their mindset or philosophy around this. So the reason this is so important is because when you go to create content, if you're working off a very broad or basic type of dream client, or ICP as they call it, your content's probably not going to resonate and hit and attract the type of dream clients that you want. Versus when you're lasered in, it allows you to really speak to the core problems and challenges and desires and insecurities that that specific dream client has. You can speak to a very specific situation that they would only have if they're in that dream client scenario. That companies outside of that would be like, I don't think that's super relevant to us. But the dream client with inside of that situation is going to go, holy cow, we just had this happen to us last week. Or this is the exact position that we're in today. What we're soon going to do after this is start creating what we call our content pillars. And these are 2 to 3 core pillars that we're going to talk about that are dialed into that dream client, but also support the offerings and the services and products that we want to be selling. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to create and generate sales, revenue. We're not doing this to be popular or look cool. And I'm going to get to the next level stuff here in a second where you're going to go, whoa, this makes me look at my content pillars completely different. But I do want to say this. I do see a really big lack of focus when it comes to this. And I think a lot of times what happens is companies and founders and CEOs, they say, well, I just talked about that same topic yesterday. I don't want to sound redundant. So they end up talking about all these different things. It's a motivational post. It's an industry topic. It's an article. It's an event that we're going to. You need to be laser focused on the content pillars that align with the dream clients. And then what you do is you stay consistent with the message and novel with the delivery. That is the key. And then the other aspect of this that I would bucket in the more kind of basic category, even though, again, I think there's the basic categories, but then there's the execution of them is what really matters. And I think most companies are not doing this right, and they're not being coached or strategized on how to do it right. But that bucket would be your content, channels, and distribution. So we've got the dream client dialed in. We've got the content pillars. Now we need to figure out where is the content going to go and how are we going to distribute our message, our stories, the things that we're going to talk about to our audience. So we're thinking about platforms like LinkedIn, YouTube, email, podcast, TikTok, whatever the case may be. And obviously, as we build this out in the workflow and process side of things, we want to build out a repurposing strategy to hopefully create one piece of content and get it to a lot of these different channels. Now, if you're ready, I'm going to take you to the next level. Because all this being said, all these are great things that we need to dive into and spend some time on, no question about it. But this actually isn't where I start with most clients. Where I actually start, and this is a big one, is something that most companies miss. And it's the reason that when they start putting out content, even when they're consistent, they end up commoditizing themselves. They don't convert the way they thought they would, and they sound like every other company in their industry. What I'm talking about here is your unique differentiation. And the key thing here, and I'm going to dive into the details on this so you can actually implement this and execute, is to, this is what a mentor once told me, own the language and drive the language. And you'll see this everywhere you look now that I said it. People that write books, people that have certain philosophies or strategies that they've coined, they've named them. Why did they name them? Because when you own the language, you create the language, you go to the marketplace and you can drive it, and everyone else starts adapting this. And so you control the narrative and end up becoming a leader in the industry, an innovator. And you built the frameworks for other people to latch onto. You can do a lot of different things with that, but that even alone is big time. And it's not just words and language. It's real things that you're implementing for your clients, real things that you're accomplishing in the business, real results that are tied into your offerings. So let me break this down for you. So there's 3 key buckets that I look at when it comes to owning the language, driving the language, your unique differentiators. So the first type of differentiation or language is philosophical language. So these are philosophies, mindsets, and beliefs about the overall industry that oftentimes go against conventional wisdom that you live and do for your clients. And I'll give you 2 quick examples that I think will be easy to understand. For us, we're in the marketing space, right? When you talk about video marketing and content marketing, most companies are on the done for you model to some extent, right? They want to come in, they want to do all the content for you. They want to edit the videos, they want to write the copy, they want to post the content. We came into the industry with a very different philosophy where we said, we don't think that you should outsource all of your content. It's ineffective. It doesn't perform as well. It costs way more money long term. You're tied down to a marketing agency to do everything for you. You can't do anything internally. You can't build internal IP and processes and strategies and talent. Here's a better way to do it. We brought a new narrative to the marketplace. So when I start talking on stage or in my content or in my videos, I don't sound like all these other video marketing agencies because we're not. Another philosophical language that I've kind of coined and been using recently is video doesn't take time. It creates time. And so what I mean by that is I can create videos or document the things that I'm doing on video as I'm already going about my day and basically use that to replicate myself and to scale my message and my stories and my voice so that I basically create 7 to 10 versions of me all talking to audiences while I'm here doing this. Now let's go one level down to strategic language or strategic differentiators. So with philosophical, it's high level. It's a little bit more in the clouds. With strategic language, these are unique strategies and blueprints that you've come up with and you've implemented both with yourself and your own company and with your clients. So 2 quick examples here. One would be the video sales rep strategy, which I'm going to touch on here in a second, but that's basically using your video as a 24/7 sales rep for your business. You will not hear anyone else say that unless they're referencing our strategy. And then another example, and one that we're literally doing right now, is S.P.A.C.E, the blueprint to how to roll out successful video marketing for your business. We go one level down, it's tactical differentiations or tactical language. Tactical language is how-to frameworks you've created to help clients execute on the strategies and the blueprints. So now we're getting in the weeds. So now we're talking about something like we have, which is the GEMS framework, a specific framework that you can use to create high-performing video content and really content in general every single time. It's unique to us. We created and own the language, and now we drive the language for other clients and folks in the industry to start using. This also allows you to, at any time, go and write a book. Go and create an entire keynote around some of these unique differentiators. This is the stuff that absolutely needs to show up in your content. Okay, so another next level aspect to the strategy piece. And I know I'm spending a good amount of time on strategy, but if we don't have a good strategy, what the heck is there to execute? Everything else falls apart, right? We need that foundation to build off of. So I do spend more time here, and then we start laying the bricks down, we start building, we start executing, and the results start coming in. But another aspect to the next level strategy that you won't hear in other videos is implementing the video sales rep strategy. And to put it simply, it's using video as a 24/7 sales rep for your business by embedding video every step along the way in the customer buyer journey. And for the sake of time, I'm going to give you one solid action item to go do immediately. On your website, on your landing page, wherever your home base is, I want you to create a video on pricing. And I want you to openly and honestly share your pricing on the site. I want you to talk about what drives price up and down in your industry based on your offerings. And I want you to differentiate. I want you to show who you're right for, who you're not right for. And there's a ton of other things that you could put in that video too. The videos may be 5 to 10 minutes long, and people are going to find it when they go discover you through content or other ways, right? Where they make their way to your website, let's say. But you're also going to be able to share it with prospects to qualify people in or qualify them out without you ever having to speak to them. This is big time. It's the future, and it's how your video sells for you 24/7. That's one way, right? That's what we call buyer ready videos. So if you break down the video sales rep strategy, it's really 4 buckets. Buyer ready videos, which is that bottom of the funnel type videos. You've got search-based videos where there's demand. People are searching for your area of expertise or how to solve the problem that you solve. And you're really just capturing demand as they search for YouTube or wherever they are. If they're searching for a podcast or on Google or AI or wherever they're searching, you're just saying, hey, you're looking for this? Come to me. I can help solve the problem. And then that funnels into either the buyer-ready content or they just book a call wherever they see your videos. YouTube's great for that, especially for B2B. You've got feed-based videos, which is LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Prospects sees your content. They may see it the first or second time. Perhaps they've been watching your videos for 3 to 6 months, but what you're doing is you're creating demand. So maybe there wasn't a, hey, I have a need, I want to buy. Most of our buyers aren't really ready to buy. So what we're doing with the feed-based content or the feed-based videos, we're getting in the feed, creating a demand, capturing some of that attention, shifting perspective, teaching them how to do something, and then funneling that right in to the path to conversion. And then of course, we've got nurture-based videos, which are, they've seen us in the feed, maybe they've searched for us and found us, and now we've given them an opportunity to opt in so we can feed them videos via their email, online courses, through a community, whatever it might be. We can continually nurture them, provide value, and keep them in our content ecosystem. If you want to see an example of this, we have the Video Sales Rep series. It's a 5-part video email series where we show you how to turn your video content into a 24/7 sales rep for your business. And the link is in the description. Go sign up now. All right, seriously. Okay, so one last thing I want to say on strategy really quickly, then we're going to move on to the P of the SPACE blueprint. I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. The best video marketing strategies are founder and CEO led. It is where the founder and CEO is getting out there and saying, yes, I want to become a key person of influence. I want to lead the way for the company. Then strategically, can you get other employees and subject matter experts involved? Absolutely. And we encourage that. It's a beautiful thing. But if it's not going to be founder or CEO led, this isn't going to be the best approach for you. That personal brand from the founder and CEO, I'm telling you, is driving a ton of top of the funnel and down leads and revenue and business. And the very last thing I'll say on strategy is you need a way to measure success. What are you looking for 0 to 30 days, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, 90 plus? How are you measuring success? What are some of the key metrics that you know, okay, we're on the right track. This is what we should see in the first 30 days, 60 days, 90 plus, 6 months. Some of that's quantitative, some of that's qualitative, but knowing what the steps are, and then are we on the path to success? Absolutely critical. I'm going to stop for a quick second because I don't do this enough and tell you that, hey, if you're getting value from this video right now and you're absorbing this and it's good stuff, maybe you're even writing some stuff down, you're saving some stuff, go ahead and like this video and please hit that subscribe button. That's how we're able to create more videos and help more people just like yourself. Appreciate it. Okay, so the P stands for process. The best companies that are executing video at a high level right now all have a really dialed in process. It's funny how people think I take like all this time to create this. How do you create all these videos and you must spend so much time? And I'm like, guys, look, I promise it's not that difficult. It's obviously experience, the right strategies, developing skills, but it's a great process. It's a really smooth process. And so a great process is simple. It's partially automated. We use AI throughout the process and everyone's on the same page. There's ultra clarity. So we're working with an 8-figure B2B company right now. And when we first onboarded them, they have a couple people on the content team, which is great. Like they have people that are helping produce the content, the videos, the social media postings. But when we dove into the actual workflow and the process. And I said, hey, show me what you've got in terms of how you track content from idea to content that's posted. There really wasn't anything there. It was just kind of scattered. It was kind of all over the place. And so what happened is the content was ineffective. There was no real way to measure if things were working or not, if it was a success or not. And there was little to no visibility into where are we at with content and what's in progress and what are the gaps and what do we need, what's the next step that we need to take to keep this content machine rolling. So when we first came in, we were like, okay, we need to do a couple things right away, right? First thing is we need to, obviously we went through the strategy and then we started building out the content workflow and process. So we used a Trello board. We can also use Airtable. We created the board, we built it out. So again, idea to in progress, to raw video, to edited videos, to posted, to archived, all that was in place. Super clear, very easy to follow. We built in some automation at a couple key areas, particularly when video comes in and then when the videos get created and they're ready to be stored or archived or posted. So we're saving a few minutes here and there between the different members, but when you add that up over weeks and months, it's hours and eventually days worth of time that you've saved just by automating a couple things in the process. And then we just created clear benchmarks for where are we at now, where do we want to go, and how do we get there on a daily basis, weekly basis, month to month. Within a week, maybe 2 weeks, everyone knows where they're at and what they need to do. The content process is extremely smooth. The content's 10 times better because we're able to track and monitor how things are getting made, the areas for opportunity and all that good stuff. And now we're actually driving inbound leads to the business, real revenue for the business, clients won for the business, and we can track it every step along the way. We know exactly where it's coming from, whether that's the podcast, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever it might be. Moving on to the A in the S.P.A.C.E acronym. The A stands for the A team. We have to have a team in place. You cannot do this alone, not long-term and not very consistently at least. This does not mean we need to go out and hire a bunch of W-2 employees. Not at all. We produce more organic revenue generating videos than most 8 to 9 figure businesses. And our team is me and 2 other people for the content. So here are the core 3 roles that you're going to want to look at immediately. The first one, and this is an obvious one, is you need the creator or creators. So who's going to get on camera and actually create the content? Again, owner, CEO, founder led, and then potentially pulling in employees, team members, subject matter experts. Second, you're going to need video editing. Now, a lot of different creative ways to do this nowadays with AI and some of the things that are happening, but I still at this point in time like having a full-time dedicated video editor. They're going to be using a lot of AI technology and software and things like that to help them do a better job more efficiently. But I want someone that's just owning the video and really the post-production. Now, you may have someone on site that is doing this now or can do this. That's great. You can also find pretty high-level talent abroad, which is what we've done. We've sourced out for people in the Philippines, and we don't just pay hourly rate and try to pay as low as we can. We pay salary, benefits, bonuses, unlimited PTO, and they're a part of the team. And that's what I recommend you do too. And the third role would be the content director. This may also be known as a social media manager. This person is going to own the content process. So they're going to be working in that process or that workflow, making sure that the ideas come in one side and it comes out the other side, ready to be posted in posted content. This person really should know how to write copy or text posts too, to go with the videos, standalone text, picture posts, things like that for LinkedIn, newsletters, whatever it might be. Ideally, this person is also responsible for reporting and tracking and really making sure that we're getting the most out of the content that we're producing. Now, in some cases, I've seen these roles also become video editing and things like that too. But again, it's just optional on how you want to set it up. It just depends. The actual places where we found a really good talent, a few different places. One would be job boards, LinkedIn. Referrals have been really great once you start to hire people. And then of course, you've got Upwork and Fiverr and things like that if you are looking more on a project basis or potentially part-time, full-time people too. Okay, so the C in the S.P.A.C.E acronym stands for Content Fundamentals. Do you have someone in the company right now or attached to the company that knows how to create high-performing video content? They've done it themselves on LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, for the website. Because if you don't have someone that knows this, you could have the greatest strategy and process and all this stuff, but you're going to end up creating content that falls flat. So we need someone, and ideally we have some type of training center where different people can jump in and get access to this, but we need someone that can teach the team or can be the guide or the expert on writing video scripts and guides, writing the copy, creating engaging videos, the hooks, the thumbnails, the titles, all of that stuff. And there's a lot of tips and tricks and tactical things, and I've done a ton of videos on this, both LinkedIn, TikTok, and also on YouTube that you definitely could go watch. But at minimum, you want some type of framework. We have one called the GEMS framework, where you basically can take any idea or concept and you can run it through this framework, and out the other side should come a quality video guide or piece of content. The GEMS framework for us is an acronym. The G stands for get clear on your audience and message. The E stands for engage your audience with a strong hook to earn their attention. The M is map out your key points and retain your audience. And then the S is sum up your message and inspire action. If you don't have someone in the company that has mastered the content fundamentals, you've got two options. One, you learn through a lot of mistakes, a lot of them being painful mistakes. And over time, you may or may not start to figure it out. The second option is you bring someone in that already knows this and you just download and embed all of their knowledge and skills and frameworks and insights into your business immediately. And lastly, the E in the SPACE acronym stands for execution. We can have the greatest strategy, workflow, team, content fundamentals in place, but if we're not consistently executing, nothing is going to happen for us in terms of results. And this is where I always get into with teams and owners and founders is how bad do you want to do this? Because it will change your business, it will change your life, but you gotta want it bad enough internally. Because like anything, you're gonna go through your ups, you're gonna go through your downs, you're gonna go through your high spots, your challenging spots. Your ability to build something that you feel comfortable with, that you can do long term, and build something that you enjoy the process of doing it, and then you're also able to get the desired results that you're looking for is everything. Thank you as always for watching this video. Again, if you haven't liked this video or subscribed, please take a quick second to do that. And again, if you want to get signed up for that video sales rep strategy, the free video email series, you can do that right in the description of this video. We'll see you next time.